How human impact on the environment has changed over time. Human impact on the environment has evolved dramatically over time, shaped by changes in population, technology, and societal development. From the early days of human civilization to the modern industrial age, the ways in which we interact with and affect our natural surroundings have grown increasingly significant and complex. Let's explore how this impact has changed over the centuries. In prehistoric times, humans lived as hunter-gatherers, with relatively minimal impact on the environment. Their small populations and nomadic lifestyle meant that they used natural resources sustainably, taking only what they needed for survival. As humans began to settle and develop agriculture around 10,000 years ago, their impact on the environment began to increase. Early agricultural societies cleared land for farming, domesticated animals, and altered ecosystems to support crop cultivation. While these changes were significant, they were still localized, and the overall environmental impact remained relatively modest. The onset of the Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries marked a turning point in human impact on the environment. The discovery and exploitation of fossil fuels, such as coal and oil, powered factories, transportation, and urbanization on an unprecedented scale. This period saw massive deforestation, air and water pollution, and the beginning of significant greenhouse gas emissions. Industrialization enabled rapid population growth and urban expansion, leading to greater consumption of natural resources and increased waste production. The environmental consequences of these changes were far-reaching, contributing to the degradation of ecosystems and the depletion of natural resources. The 20th century saw a continuation and intensification of environmental impacts due to advancements in technology, industrial production, and globalization. The invention of the automobile, widespread use of electricity, and the development of chemical fertilizers and pesticides revolutionized human life but also led to new environmental challenges. Air and water pollution became more severe, with industrial waste and chemical runoff contaminating ecosystems. The post-World War II era also saw the rise of consumerism, which increased the demand for natural resources and contributed to a throwaway culture, resulting in massive amounts of waste and plastic pollution. During this period, the environmental consequences of human activities became more apparent, leading to the emergence of environmental movements and the beginning of global awareness about issues like climate change, deforestation, and biodiversity loss. In the 21st century, human impact on the environment has reached unprecedented levels, driven by a global population of over 8 billion people and an increasingly industrialized and interconnected world. The burning of fossil fuels for energy and transportation remains a major contributor to global climate change, with rising temperatures, melting ice caps, and extreme weather events becoming more common. Deforestation, particularly in tropical rainforests, continues at an alarming rate, leading to habitat loss, species extinction, and the disruption of global carbon cycles. In addition, modern agriculture, while highly productive, has led to soil degradation, water scarcity, and the overuse of chemical inputs, further straining the environment. The rapid pace of urbanization and the expansion of infrastructure have transformed natural landscapes, often with little regard for environmental sustainability. However, alongside these challenges, there has also been a growing recognition of the need for sustainable development. Advances in renewable energy, environmental regulations, and conservation efforts have started to mitigate some of the damage. International agreements, such as the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, represent global efforts to address environmental issues, though much work remains to be done. Over time, human impact on the environment has shifted from localized, minimal effects to widespread, global consequences. The evolution from small-scale, sustainable practices to large-scale industrialization and mass consumption has brought significant environmental challenges, including climate change, pollution, and biodiversity loss. As awareness of these issues has grown, so too has the movement toward more sustainable practices and global cooperation in addressing environmental concerns. The future of human impact on the environment will depend on the balance between continued development and the need to preserve the planet's ecosystems for future generations.